Hello everyone, this video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the app that you all need. We all have it here at Newcastle Fans TV to get all the latest information on Newcastle United and the Premier League. And January is going to be huge as well with the January transfer window. Make sure you download OneFootball to get all the latest information on incomings and outgoings on Newcastle United. Newcastle Fans TV.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV, and as Johnny has just said there, we are proudly sponsored by the OneFootball app, keeping you up to date with all of the ongoings with the January transfer market. The link is in the description for that. Have a look at it, it's free to download, it pings. That's what I like about when the latest news goes out, especially with today's news. It pinged for me, and then I was chatting with the lads in the WhatsApp that the game against Southampton is off once again. So I've got the Everton tickets, that was called off the other day, which was, of course, disappointing to learn that the game was off, but at least to give fans enough time to give us 2-3 days. And then obviously we've got the Southampton tickets as well, which we're at. So we're at every game, as is know. That has been confirmed today that the game is off because of the COVID situation at the club and injuries. And I've also then think that the next Newcastle game is going to be the FA Cup game against Cambridge. I expect that one to go ahead, but Eddie Howe was obviously due to have his press conference at 1:30, and the news broke about an hour earlier about the news. And look at now this people kicking off and on Twitter saying it's unfair on the Premier League and what have you. But do you know what? At the end of the day, loads of other clubs have had their fixtures literally postponed, and Newcastle have now fell into that trap. And obviously, remember last season, Newcastle got a game called off because we were the first club, and it was against Villa, to have a COVID situation. And again, we've got one now. We're not the only Premier League club. There's several up and down. I say up and down the country because we're the most northern club. But look, we know that Isaac Hayden pictured himself on Instagram having a successful operation, and that's a bit of a blow for Newcastle. Callum Wilson's the big one. He's injured, and then obviously he's going to be out possibly for a couple of months. Saint-Maximin's got a few weeks, and then there's loads. You talk about the COVID situation. The club says in its statement, which we'll read in a second, that they're not naming the players, but if you take away the injuries, it doesn't take a genius to work out who is affected if they haven't got an injury. But look, I'm pleased that they've told it in advance, because the last thing I wanted to do is head all the way down to Southampton and be told once again, because fans have in the Premier League 2 hours before kick-off. So I'm pleased that it's happened early. It's going to be rescheduled. Obviously, we'll have to see with work holidays and what have you. And it's the right thing. It's a safe thing to do. Now, there is people who aren't fans of Newcastle saying, they're only doing it because they're getting away with injuries. I've seen a couple of managers come out and say that recently as well, especially Ralph Hasenhüttl, we were going to be playing, because he would have played against a weaker side. Now, against Manchester United, Eddie Howe's already come out and said that the club was struggling to find players to put out. Now, if you look at the bench, you've got Elliot Anderson and Joe White, who haven't kicked a Premier League football all season, sat there on the bench, and you've got 2 goalkeepers named on the bench. So we're already stretched as it was with suspensions, with injuries, and obviously, speaking of suspensions, Javi Manquillo suspended for the next game as well, picking up 5 yellow cards. So, and there's several players who have niggles, such as Fabian Schär, Carl Darlow's. There's rumours, could he have COVID? Matt Ritchie's another one. The list goes on. You can get a squad and think who hasn't got an injury, who possibly might have COVID. And in the minute, this Omicron variant is all over the place at the minute. And what's mad, and I kind of get my head around this, I said this to the lads on the WhatsApp, is that Cardiff City fans, because of the Welsh Government, are not allowing any fans inside their ground. However, they're allowing them to travel into England to watch their team, which is madness. It's fucking bonkers. I don't want to get too political on it, but it's like, you can't go to your home games, but 3,000 fans went to Bournemouth, which is in England. It's just mind-blowing. And obviously New Year's, yeah, and you no doubt you're going to have Scottish people come down to Newcastle and the Welsh coming across the border to party, because people want to party, they want to have a life. I totally get that. But it's just a mess, this Omicron variant. And, you know, my fears are that the games get played behind closed doors if it gets worse. So I've had my booster, I've had my 2 jabs, I've had my flu jab. That's just how I say it. I want to go to games, and if that's going to stop me going to games, I'll have those jabs, because I love getting out. I love travelling to new cities, and not just spending 1 day. Sometimes I'll spend 2 days around the city, and sometimes I'll take the other half as well. But anyhow, let's have a look at the statement, what was said. Sunday's Premier League clash between Southampton and Newcastle at St Mary's has been postponed due to ongoing COVID-19 and injuries amongst Newcastle's first team squad. The match is the second successive Newcastle game to be postponed following the cancellation of Thursday's game against Everton, with several players and staff having to succumb to illness and injury over the festive period. In accordance with protocol, the Magpies have submitted a separate request to the Premier League to postpone the trip to the South Coast, and has also been approved by the Premier League board. Both away fixtures will now be rescheduled, and new dates and times will be confirmed in due course. Newcastle once again wants to thank its respective clubs and Premier League for the cooperation and understanding. The club also extends its sincere apologies to supporters affected by both postponements and asks them to retain their ticket. The club will not be naming individuals who have contracted COVID-19 or their vaccination status. We ask for their privacy to be respected, and I wish them a full and speedy recovery. And they go on to say, if you want more information on coronavirus and blah blah blah, NHS website and what have you. So the club, as I say, aren't giving out any names. Look, I'm pleased that it's happened, as I say, a few days before heading down, because New Year I didn't have a hotel booked personally, because I didn't know where the game was going ahead, and New Year's prices are ridiculous. Some of them won't give you the money back. So I've got I've got an airbed and blanket and what have you, and pillows in my car that I carry around with us. I would have used that and probably had to snooze down and then snooze back. But I'm pleased in one sense that's saved me the trouble in a selfish point of view from my own stance. But at the end of the bigger picture is that Newcastle are struggling to put out a side, and it's unfair if they've got... I know Gary Neville's come out and said that players with injuries should be going to play anyway, but how's that fair on... I don't know, Southampton versus Newcastle, and you've got a bunch of under 23 players who've never played. Doesn't really make the competition fair in my eyes. And you know, we've had a go. A lot of fans, our fan base, have had a right pop with the Premier League this month is in itself, saying that, you know, they don't really give a shit about Newcastle. Well, they do, because they've just postponed 2 games. So and that'll cause a pile up. But on the flip side of that as well, the positive that come out of this is that Newcastle now don't have a game until the FA Cup game, as I was saying down there, and the tickets. But that opens now, the transfer window open up. I know technically it doesn't open for 2 days, and there's loads of speculation. I'm not here to do speculation video. I hate doing them. I'll probably end up doing one, but it's not my favourite video, because most of them are based on lies. The likes of Sven Botman and Kieran Trippier and Umtiti and Ousmane Dembele being linked, and the list goes on and on. We put it out on the socials, but we hate doing videos because a lot of it's fake, and we don't like to bring fake news. But we'll see. But that's the positive to come out of it, is that the window's going to be opening up now, and Newcastle can go and get their targets. And even if it's not for Cambridge, it could be the week after. But that's probably what a couple of fans are a little bit peed off with Newcastle, that they can go and splash the cash now because we've got loads to spend. That's the only thing that Mike Ashley's done well previously, that he hasn't spent much money, which allows Newcastle to go a little bit daft. Hopefully we don't go too daft, because you want to save some until the summer as well. But Newcastle are in a position where they can't really negotiate that at the minute. They need to get up that table, and especially with Callum Wilson being injured, we need goals, we need creativity, we need a whole new back four for me. So, but that's for another day. That's the positive that's probably going to come out of this. But yeah, please let us know what you lot think as well, in the link in the description for One Football as well. Get your comments down there below. Please let me know what you think of it. Is it a good thing? Of course it's a good thing. It's good for the players, and it's also a good time for the transfer window. Is there any people out there who are negative Newcastle fans who are not agreeing with this? I'd love to know that opinion as well. Have a good day. Have a good new year, everyone, as well. Don't drink too much. Ta-da.